All right, welcome everybody. Emergency podcast. Arsenal have made the signing of the summer. No, wait, just kidding. We signed Nani Madueke from Chelsea.
This is honestly crazy. Oh, wait, I think I'm having some. Oh, let me turn my camera on real quick.
Yeah,
1 second,
your
y'all.
camera's not on.
Yeah, just having some camera problems.
I'm
One
losing my
second,
mind.
y'all.
I'm losing my mind.
Chelsea, 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 Chelsea.
Uh,
What a finesse of the finesse of the year, the century,
I'm
the
losing it.
finesse
I'm
of the
losing it.
century.
I'm losing it. I've been losing it
Unreal.
all day today. I've been
Un-
on. You know what? We're gonna check. Watch this.
Unreal. 50 mil. Nani to Arsenal. Make it make sense. I mean,
Okay.
thank
Screen
you.
time. Number one. X. Okay. All day today. I'm refreshing. I'm refreshing. What's going on? Are we getting Jokeres? What's happening? What is going on? Okay, that deal is completely, I don't know. Okay. Then, I don't know if you've been paying attention for the last 24 hours. There's been a petition by Arsenal fans
Oh, I've seen.
to not have Madueke sign. Not only that, people are DMing him. He's had to turn off his comments on his entire Instagram. Okay? Once he did that, like this afternoon, I was like, okay, there's no way he's coming because he now obviously can hear the chatter that the fans want nothing to do with him. I have never in my life seen a transfer for any club that has been universally hated. Like when Ramsdale came, everybody was like, no, Leno's really good. Like he got relegated like 3 times. But there were still people like, hey, he's really young. So like he's a goalkeeper, he's really young, it's cheap money, it's okay. And it's like I haven't seen a single person say that. The only people that say that this is okay is the this is only okay if Eze is still coming, Jokeres is still coming, and we still get, a Rodrigo, Rafael Leao, some, left winger. If he's the fourth guy, okay. But the money right now, we're fighting over $5 million for a striker we've needed for 2 seasons, and we're just balling out over here for basically a backup player.
I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. Part of me, small part of me, feels slightly bad for Nani because one, nobody wants him.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna say the majority of Chelsea hates him. And it's not even just like unwarranted like displeasure with him. It's the fact that we watch him play, and I've been very vocal on this podcast about my displeasure with him because guess what? We like to go down the wing. We like to challenge 7 players. We like to be fancy when we're losing. We'd rather do a heel flick than to turn and reset. And you know, I've had enough, and I just can't believe we finessed 50 million out of this. So, part of me feels bad that no one wants him, but you know, I think next y'all are gonna take Nico Jackson, and then all my prayers have been answered.
Yeah. It seems like just from keep reading my phone. It seems like it's 40 million with 13 of add-ons. Is
Okay.
the That's, you know what I mean. We never know, which I think it's weird that we never actually know. Like Fabrizio will
Yeah.
come out with a number, and like Ornstein will come out with a number, but like NFL, like like to come out like you could like the
Yeah. Yeah.
numbers. It's weird how soccer's like even um Kudos went from West Ham to Spurs today. And even like West Ham's thing, we're like, oh, Kudos left with an undisclosed fee. It's like, why can't you disclose it? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Weird.
I think
Um,
a lot of frustration, I'm assuming, coming from the Arsenal side is the fact that you guys have so many potential sign-ons that you guys are like super gung ho about, and you guys were struggling with money for like a few of them, like Eze being
yeah.
one of them, being like about 70 million, and then Jokeris, you guys are having a 5 million, dispute there, but you guys are willing to, drop about 50 million on a player that not anybody is keen on. So it just seems like what's going on? What's the priority? Who, like what's going on here?
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna speak for every Arsenal fan, I don't think it has anything to do with the player necessarily. I don't think anybody is sitting here going, "No, my God, this guy's horrible." Like, okay, hey, he's super young. He hasn't had a good time at Chelsea. Um, but he's realistically going to be a backup to Saka. So like, okay, like so we had Sterling last year and he played like 4 matches. Is he better than Sterling? Yeah. Okay. So all right, I can get behind that. It's the money. To be honest, if we did this on deadline day after securing who we wanted, nope, nobody would say it. It'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe we did it. We got a young winger to go behind Saka. They're international teammates. Oh my God, they're best friends. They hang out. Oh, fantastic. It's it's the optics of it happening now. We signed Zubamendi, who we basically signed last summer when we were in talks with Marino. Apparently, that's when the deal was done. Is when we signed Marino. We were like, hey, let's do this for Zubamendi, and they were like, okay, hey, we're good. We won't talk to anybody else type deal. Then we signed a bunch of bench players for low money. Who cares? Okay, Kepa and Norgard. Okay, we still have not signed a striker that we've been linked to since last summer. The entire summer last year, it was Sesko, it was Jokeres, there was a little bit of Oshiman. What are we gonna do? Then it was Nico Williams. What winger are we gonna? Are we gonna get a winger or a striker? And then today, I was just like, oh, I went back and looked at the last summer transfer window for Arsenal. We actually made money last year.
Mm.
We spent 108, got back 90, but we got rid of 10 players for free who were all on extremely high wages. So we made money. We then didn't do anything in January. It's like, okay, hey, now I understand where we're getting the money from because basically we didn't spend anything last year. I just, it's the optics. Even if you wanted to sign him, they should have said, hey, Chelsea, we're going to, but let's cool off. You guys got one more match of the Club World Cup. Then you guys are going to take a break. Let's do this the first week of August. Let us finish
Yeah.
Jokeres. That should be done, by the end of the week. Let us finish that. The Eze thing is kind of like, kind of creeping up a little bit today. Then, hey, let's finish this. But it's just like Arsenal fans obviously are super impatient. We've been waiting for a striker for a long time. To do it now when it just keeps coming out, oh, we're haggling over $5 million because Sporting's trying to go back on the deal. And like I understand it from a business standpoint, you can't cave if you're Arsenal. Because if you cave to them for 5 million, then the next deal somebody's gonna say, oh well, I want 5 million more. And we're just gonna hold out because you're gonna cave because you did it. So I get it. I understand like how I get how it works. For us, it only looks like, come on, just pay the 5 million, but then you got to do it for the next deal and the next deal and the next deal, and that never ends. I got it. Okay, whatever. But if this dude is supposed to be our winger, like our left winger to like challenge Martinelli, there's going to be a massive problem.
My main thing is that even on Chelsea, he wasn't a consistent starter. So why are you guys paying him starter pricing for a
Yeah,
back? And that also honestly goes back to a comment that we had earlier today in our group chat of like the English tax, because Alanga shouldn't have gone for that much either. I
hmm
think that there's just like an unrealistic price amongst like these people's heads that's getting a little bit crazy. Like Arsenal signed Norgard. I'm looking right now. What was that? 9 million?
yeah, 9 million
What
with like
is
two of add-ons.
you're telling me like a solid player like Norgard is 9 mil, but Madueke is 50 mil? It's just I think a lot of the business is getting ruined by like now any left wing or right wing is going, no matter who they are, if they have some sort of name behind them for 50 mil. And that's crazy. That's a crazy starting point. And I
Yeah.
think that's tough.
Here's the worst part: Madueke is English, but he's not considered a homegrown player. So for the
Yeah.
squad, you need a certain amount of homegrown players. So in my head, I was like, oh, they're trying to get yet another homegrown player because you need an X amount, and this allows us to go get a, somebody else, from Europe. No, he's not homegrown. So
Yeah.
I don't understand. Because see, this is what's gonna happen, and he's getting a lot of hate right now by Arsenal fans. It's not his fault. But if Rodrigo goes for sale next week, if now Real
Hmm.
Madrid are out, and it comes out, hey, Real Madrid are willing to sell. We need an offer for whatever, make up whatever amount of money you need, and Liverpool go in, and Arsenal are 10 million short, 20 million short, and he goes to Liverpool. Every Arsenal fan is going to be like, I will drive Madueke back to Chelsea, and you could give the 21 million. Like, you know what I mean? Like they shot themselves in the foot here.
I think what realistically is happening is that you guys are going to get Jokeris. That's to me, it's for sure. It's pretty much a done deal. I don't think there's as much difficulties as people think. I think this is more of like an inside shenanigan type of thing.
Yeah.
Is that Gyökeres to Arsenal is massive. That's a massive deal. Like literally a massive deal. Like
Yeah.
Nani is more of like a big deal, and that's like a little comical. Every move that you guys have made has been like, okay, but Gyökeres to Arsenal is going to be that big announcement that Fabrizio is going to pin for a few days and
Yeah.
be like, this is boom, this is a
Yeah.
big bombshell. I think they're doing it on purpose because they want to highlight the specialness of this trade. I wouldn't see it as like they're actually haggling over 5 million. I think it's all intentional for the fact that they're going to like make this a big thing. When things get quiet, boom,
Yeah.
look what we just did. Now, it doesn't make any sense as to why you guys signed Madueke. I think that also ruins Etze for you guys. That ruined Rodrigo for you guys. And you guys aren't going to get multiple. Like, you guys can't. You guys, I don't think, physically can anymore. I don't think you guys can afford Madueke, Gyökeres, and Etze, and Zubamendi, and everything that you guys have done, like, so
Yeah.
far. You guys can't handle another 70 mil plus what? What do you think Gyökeres is going to go for?
I think we offered, I think it's 65 plus 5, and they wanted like 70 plus 5 or 70 plus 10. So it's like, you know,
But then if you're
somewhere in that 60-70 range.
then if you're Jokeris and you're seeing all these people coming in for 50, 60, 70, like if Etze is going for 70 and then what, Gibbs went to Tottenham for 70,
So
you're
that's
Jokeris, a top goal scorer in your league and going to change this club around, and you're having people come in that don't really have that much effect to a team going for that much. I don't
well,
know.
it also makes us look like we're negotiating with Sporting, and we're like, oh, we're not going to give you 5 more million.
Yeah.
Hey Chelsea, would you like 50? Sporting's gonna be like, wait a minute, you motherfucker. Hey, you
No,
just
like
gave
that's
them 50 million. You can't tell us you're broke, and that, like, so it just makes. I think it just messes up that negotiation as well. It just makes them look stupid.
you would hope that it's what I said and it's just behind the scenes shenanigans. Because
Yeah.
if it's legit and you have somebody like Jokeris like being like, we're literally haggling a deal right now, and you guys just dished out 50 mil for a player, while like that could leave salt in a wound, and you don't want that.
Yeah, 100%. And
So you just hope.
tomorrow's. No, no, you continue. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say you just hope that this is fully intentional. They know what they're doing. This is intentional. It's not as crazy as people think. That's just what you guys need to hope.
Yeah, my tomorrow is a big day for the Ocarist thing because that's when Sporting is supposed to show up for preseason training.
Hmm.
He has said, I'm not going, I'm not going. If he shows up tomorrow, that's huge
Yeah.
because that makes Arsenal's hand way weaker. If he doesn't show up tomorrow, Arsenal's hand gets incredibly stronger because he's gonna be like, I already said I'm not playing, I'm not showing up, I'm done. He's deleted them off of his social basically, like in like the description where he used to say like Sporting and stuff like that's all gone. So that tomorrow's a huge deal for that. The Eze thing, I think Arsenal got a little stronger today because Tottenham were very much in for him, very very much in for him,
Hmm.
and they signed Gibbs White today.
That
So
is
that
true.
means they're out on Eze.
Are they?
I would say so.
I mean,
They have Madison and Gibbs White now. They don't. Where else are they gonna put Eze? There's no spot for him now. I think that like maybe because I guess City were also looking at Gibbs White. Maybe they're interested in Eze now. He does
That
have a
would
release
be crazy.
clause. Yeah. Um, so, and a lot of people, Fabrizio said it, David Ornstein has said that this Madueke thing does not affect Eze or another winger. They
Yeah,
keep
but that's what
saying that, but
uh,
it's
I
like,
I
but it's
think it
like
does.
we know who Arsenal are. Like if we had the money, we would have splashed it on Sesko. If we had the money, we would have called Real Madrid the moment he was benched and said, "Listen, don't even bother. Don't even, you know what I mean? What do you want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we were gonna play that way, we would have already done it that way." So it's very it's very frustrating because it just every other transfer. There's two transfers that don't make sense that Arteta has done besides like the loan moves at the end because he wasn't backed. Whatever. There's two transfers that don't make sense, and it's the same club. The Kai Havertz transfer does not make sense, and the Madueke transfer does not make sense. Kai
I
Havertz, we had Jesus before the injury. So why did Kai Havertz come? And then he didn't start as a striker. He started out as a cam. We played Declan Rice in a six with Odegaard and Havertz, and that never worked. Injuries happened, and then Havertz kind of had to go play the nine, not because he was bought to do there. And even if you remember, his press conference is like, "Oh, I see him more as a cam than a striker." That's what Arteta said. So that transfer still doesn't make sense. And now the Madueke one. I see so many people online that are like, "There's got to be some business going on between the owners because obviously the Arsenal owners own the LA Rams, Chelsea owners, they own what, the Dodgers?
Dodgers, yeah.
The Dodgers, so two LA teams, and they own somebody else. They own another LA team, don't they?
Probably.
I
I'm
think so.
not sure.
So
Yeah.
it's like they obviously know of each other. That, you know what I mean? They're in the same. They're both sports owners in LA. It's like,
I
so I
would say
wonder if that's a little,
I would
you know?
say I do think I wouldn't put those two close together. I would say Havertz at the time was a good player for us. Coming off a high, maybe was struggling just like a little bit, but nobody would ever say like, "Oh, this guy is not good," because of the things that he's done and proven. I think Kai was a different scenario, but Madueke, this one is an absolute like brain buster. You're like, what?
Yeah,
Like, why? This one is absolutely confusing, and it's just like it's almost lining up to like all of those past Chelsea Arsenal deal fails
yeah,
where it's just all I'm seeing is the memes. It's like, all right, we got David Luiz, we got
yeah,
Czech, we got Madueke, we got Kai Havertz, we got all of these like former Chelsea players that just were a huge bust. But
yep,
also, Madueke is significantly younger than the majority of those people, but still makes no sense. But genuinely a
yeah.
crazy, crazy bombshell of an announcement today.
No, it's totally like I looked it up. I think I have it still. Yeah, he played over the course of last season up until the Club World Cup included. He played 33 matches at right winger and 7 at left winger. So he's
I
not coming
mean,
in to play left wing. He's 0 goals, 0 assists as left wing, 11 goals, 5 assists and right wing.
he
So I saw
could, he
I
he could.
I did I did see one person say we're actually investing $50 million into Saka to be able to give him a break. And I was like, well, that dude worked for PR of some different company because that dude is like he's spinning it there.
that was
Like,
actually
okay,
that was actually Madueke to like be like, all right,
yeah,
we need to
yeah,
find a way to
yeah,
get
no,
like
no,
some
no,
less
yeah.
heat on me.
I just he's gonna sit on the bench. Like he's not better than Martinelli.
Well, he's gonna if he doesn't start, he's gonna be your like Trossard type of player to come off the bench.
Yeah,
But also, he was that type of player for us and couldn't really do it. So like it's not like he's had success in doing that before. I mean, God forbid that the guy has one good game against Wolves after he talked shit about the team and then scored a hat trick. And everyone's like, this guy's awesome. He scored a hat trick after talking shit. And then you're like, okay, he has done literally nothing before and after that.
yeah.
So
And then I saw a lot of Arsenal fans were reposting. Um, I think I don't know who won the penalty because the clip doesn't start there, but he was trying to hold the ball to take a penalty, and then it was like I think it was Nico Jackson was like, I'm
Let me
taking the
tell you.
penalty. They basically got to a fight. You have to tell the story because I saw the clip and I was like, wait, that's the dude. We saw
I
that
think
video and said, give me that guy, that dude right there.
I think this was the beginning of the hate for me, honestly, on both players because yeah, we're in a rut as a team. Chelsea's in a rut at the time that this happened, and then a penalty happens, and instead of doing what you're supposed to and giving the ball to the penalty kicker, which is Cole Palmer, Madueke decided that, hey, I'm taking the ball. I'm taking this. I don't care. Cole Palmer's being like, hey, give me the ball. You know, I'm the penalty. This is not
Yeah,
my choice. This is the team's choice. It's the coach's choice.
yeah.
I'm the penalty
This is
taker.
my job. It's in my job description to do
Yeah.
this.
So he's trying to get the ball and be like, hey, give it to me. And then Nico Jackson comes out of nowhere. He's like, no, I actually want to take this, and starts fighting Madueke for the ball.
Hmm.
Neither of them are giving up and giving in. Instead, they're both fighting over who's going to take a penalty kick instead of just giving it to Cole Palmer. And it's literally on camera. Everyone's watching. We have our other
Hmm.
teammates yelling at them. And it was just embarrassing. It was genuinely embarrassing. And it was like one of those times where we were so low as a team where people were like, oh, look at Chelsea. This is a washed club. Look what they're doing.
Yeah,
Their old team.
yeah. What a joke.
And if you don't have any sort of discipline where you're like, okay, this isn't my place, it's selfish. And I think he's a selfish player because everything that I've said as to be like, oh, he goes down the wing and instead of passing and making the pass, he tries to beat 7 people. Instead of making the simple pass, he's trying to do a heel flip. Instead of giving up the penalty, he's literally trying to yank the ball out of people's hands for it. A very selfish player, and it doesn't seem like he is in it for the team. He's in it for himself. I've seen this guy take 30-yard shots for no reason because he's forcing. Every time he plays, he forces. He's forcing the 25-yard curler instead of knocking it around. And then he's just like, oh, my bad. You're like, that was a terrible shot. And then what? Your teammate right next to you was like, dude, why did you pass me the ball? It's just there's that mentality of like, I'd rather just be a hero and a phenom than like be a team player. And I don't think he's
Yeah.
a team player.
And that's the problem with the Chelsea system and the Arsenal system and the City system. It's very much you guys are one unit. There's not one player here. You guys are 11 cogs in a machine, and everybody has to do their job for this system to work.
Yeah.
There's no hero ball here. Like, you know what I mean? It's pass to this, pass to this, pass, 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 pass. Get in, you know what I mean? And get yourself as many good scoring chances as possible
Yeah.
throughout a game and hope that you put enough away.
And I think Nico Jackson does that too, where it's hero ball instead of passing it off. I'm rather going to be a hero. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, Cole Palmer is doing a little bit of that right now. I think he was in a rut, and when things were working for him, things were working for him. He was just the literal coldest player on the planet, and he couldn't be stopped. He was doing everything he can. The passes were unbelievable, and ever since he fell into his rut, everything he was doing was forcing every ball. And I think it got to a point where like now he realized, all right, I gotta be that key passer again instead of the I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
dangle 6 people and score a yard. It's got it. He's now going back to basics. Why by passing, by doing build up plays. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's the hero ball is not gonna work. And
No.
exactly like you said, these systems, it's a team sport. You got to go back to like tiki taka, like Arsenal. Like that's what Arsenal was known for, and that's literally not at all what Madueke is known for. And you know what's funny? I think one of the greatest goals of all time is it's an Arsenal clip, and it's like that tiki taka. And I think Giroud is in it, and it's just like the dee 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 dee,
Yeah.
and then he
Bing, bing, bing,
flicks
bing,
it
bing.
behind him, and like
Yeah.
that's beautiful. But we don't see it much today because I feel like everyone just wants to be a hero, and it's tough. It's tough.
And I think, yeah, I think the we could maybe get into this on one of the podcast episodes is like, why isn't football beautiful anymore? And it's because those systems have become so popular that the only way to stop those systems is to just deploy this super structured low block where we're not going to get dragged. We're just going to stand back and we're just going to give you a foot of space in space that you don't want it. And we're going to, you know what I mean? We're going to have this high line where we're not going to let you basically do what you want to do.
No, I
So
100% agree. I think money, unfortunately, has ruined it because you're
yeah,
not giving any player literally encouragement to play hard. You have a player like Madueke that just banked 50 million and he
yeah,
could be as selfish as he wants. He could miss a 30-yard shot and hit it outside the park and just be like, "Damn, all right, well, I still get my check at the end of the day."
yeah.
Back in
Well,
the
he
day,
just
these
he
players
signed
were
a
like,
5-year deal.
yeah, back in the day, like these players would be like, all right, cool, you get like a few million, but like your spot's also not guaranteed and you get to work for your spot. I don't
Yeah.
think we see that hunger in a lot of teams and players because there's just guaranteed money. That's why we do see a lot of these players at a young age jump ship to Saudi because they're
Oh
getting
yeah, why
bank.
not?
But also, I like to say I'm a little bit humbled because Al Hilal or whatever, however you say the name, they showed up at the Club World Cup. It was impressive to see them. But also, we're seeing so many young players at the age of 20 and 21 and 22 just getting poached by like the Saudi teams because they're paying top dollar.
Yeah.
So I think money has ruined a lot of it, and it's sad. But I would love to have like a full conversation about that in like another episode.
Absolutely. Which brings us back to the Madueke thing. If he, we did maybe it's 40 and he hits no add-ons. Okay, so at the floor is 40 million. Okay, he
Yeah.
stays here for 2 years. Let's say we win the Champions League and the Premier League the next 2 years. We go to sell him now. We ain't gonna get that money back. If he was
No.
sitting on the bench, lacing up Saka's boots, like he's not gonna. We're not gonna be able to sell him for 50.
It's almost like, to be fair, there are so many other players I think out there that are like, and this is a player that I'm looking at right now that like, would you be more mad or less mad if you guys signed him? Rashford.
See, Rashford is older, but he at
Yes.
least is a left winger and would at least play on the side that we need.
Yeah, he's in the position that you guys need. He, to be fair, he is older and we feel like he's lost a step, but he lost a step on a team that was incredibly bad.
Yeah,
Then we saw him
yeah,
go to Aston Villa and low key look like a stud again. And you're
yeah,
like, oh God, he looks as dangerous as ever with how fast he is on the ball, beating people. I mean, we only got to see him for like 2 months there, and you're like,
yeah.
wow, that was crazy. Uh, so it's like, why didn't you pick up? And you know that he's not going for 50 million.
No,
And so
even Rafael Leao is supposed to. They're supposed to let him leave for 60 because AC Milan is having so many problems.
that's not. I think if Liao goes, Liao is like absolutely world class. That like his release clause might be 60 something million, but what you guys would have to pay for him would be
Well, the other
outrageous.
thing is, yeah, his wages are so high up there that it
He's
would
top
cost a
tier.
lot.
He is probably one of the best wingers in the world right now. So I mean
Yeah,
that is bigger than anything that you guys would do. Even like probably bigger than Jokeris because Liao is
yeah.
unbelievable. So
Even I saw Jokeris is only supposed to be in 190.
mm. Yeah, it's crazy. I think there's a lot of I'm excited for the next few days to see like what's gonna happen. And now we're seeing other teams. And honestly, I'm getting a little bit annoyed because even today I was like, all I'm seeing is like top six. I want to see what like Villa are doing. I want to
Yeah.
see what Nottingham Forest are doing because Nottingham Forest just
Well,
got rid of Gibbs. Like I want
and
to.
Alenga. So Edu is the new sporting director of Forest, who obviously was the sporting director of Arsenal. And Edu out is trending on Twitter currently because he got rid of their two best players first day on the job.
I don't know. I think maybe they were probably asking for a lot of money. I mean, Chris Wood had a breakout season. I
Yeah,
know because he was on my fantasy team, like
yeah,
literally a breakout season. And I think not enough. Well, to be fair, not Forrest really ended on like the worst way that you could end.
yeah,
They dropped the ball last second. They showed so many signs of weakness, not even on the team, but also from ownership and coaching and the owner coming down and freaking out and like
yeah.
that's crazy. Like that can't happen. So who even knows how the spirits are at Forest? But now they just got rid of two of their top players. I'm not gonna say best players, but
Yeah. Also, forgot to mention it with the Eze thing. Crystal Palace are now out of the Europa League
Mm.
because Lyon got relegated, so they were out of the Europa League. But then they got, I don't know what's going on over there. Now they're back in. But can you imagine being that other team that you were, I guess, promoted because they got relegated, and now it's like, just kidding. Hopefully,
So
you didn't
now,
spend that money.
so now what? Crystal Palace are going to Conference League?
I don't know if they're going to the Conference League or if they're out altogether, but if there's a rule that you can't have two clubs from the same owner in the same competition. So
Hmm.
Lyon are going to be in the Europa League and Crystal Palace are out because I guess
Who
they
makes that? Who makes that decision? You
so
know?
I guess because the dude owned Lyon first, they're the ones who go in, and he owns Crystal Palace second, I believe, something like that. But then it was like they had up until a certain day for him to lower his share so he can be a minority owner.
Mhm.
But they missed that because Lyon was getting relegated. So then they were out. They were also out of UEFA competitions because of that relegation, because they
That's
did something bad, not
that
because.
is absurd. To be
Yes.
fair, this guy shouldn't be able to own two big teams. Like that should have never happened.
Yeah.
And that seems like something that should be investigated, or a rule to put in place that like you cannot own two teams, because if it gets down to this point, now a team that is completely deserving of
100%.
playing
Yes.
in the Europa League. The thing that what they did this year was incredible. It was the best
Yeah.
thing that's ever happened in history for Crystal Palace, and that meant that they got to climb and do the Europa League, and now they just get they're screwed because of their owner. It's
Yes.
insane. That's something that like that shouldn't be happening.
So that's
And yeah,
that's to me why they might have to lose Eze. They might have to accept a deal. If he says, "Hey, I only want to go play for Arsenal," and they need the money, then they might have to accept an slightly under release clause. I think I saw today it was a lot of 47 million for that.
yeah.
But
I've seen rumors of Mateta leaving, of course Eze leaving, and then like
yeah,
what? Now they have the best year of their life, and now they're losing all their players, and what?
they have to
They're
start
gonna
over.
they're gonna
Yeah,
get relegated next year.
yeah,
That's insane. And you would think that they ended on a high, and then now they're just gonna be like, oh, we just lost our best players. Mateta, who was unbelievable, he came out of nowhere. Well, to be fair, okay, I'm actually bitter about Mateta because I drafted him in my Premier League or in our fantasy, and then he got hurt, and the only reason I drafted him is because we were ending the Euros, and or what was it? He played in the Olympics. That's what he did. He played on the Olympics French team, and he was unbelievable. So I was like, I'm gonna pick this guy up, and of course, I give him away pretty early on, and he goes to our friend Dylan, and Dylan wins the league with Mateta as one of his strikers, who's scoring every single week. And I was like, you got to be
yeah,
kidding me. So I'm a little bit bitter about Mateta, but he's also linked to leave. So
yeah. When Crystal Palace had Zaha and he was leaving, I was like, wow, they're going down. There's no way they find another icon. And then
one
Eze comes, and it's like, wait a minute, you guys are fine. What are you complaining about?
one of my least favorite players of all time, Zaha.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah,
he wanted to come to Arsenal for a long time, and I always thought we should have done it.
I think that'll be a fun segment if we do. Who
Like
are some of
transfers
our
that never.
who are some of our least favorite players of all time, and why?
Yeah, I think
I have very
Bruno
strong.
would win for all four of us as one of the most hated.
Bruno is up there. Bruno was special because I always hated Neymar. I hated Neymar so much. I hated Neymar. And then Bruno beat out Neymar, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Somebody did it. I was just like, somebody
Yeah,
dethroned Neymar as my most hated player, and then now there's like my pure hatred for Arsenal. So there's a lot of unwarranted hate for a
yeah.
lot of
Well,
Gabrielle is up there.
I saw a lot of people that were like, honestly, Arsenal and Chelsea aren't even rivals anymore. Like we've just done business together too many times to even be considered rivals. Like there's no
I mean,
way.
to be fair, it's not even that though, because when have we gotten a player from you guys?
I don't know. We
We're
buy
just off.
yours.
We're just
Yeah,
offloading to you guys, and that's like we're just winning. I don't like. I know you guys are probably you guys have finished better than us in the last few years,
yeah,
but business wise, we are just outclassing you guys. We're like you guys. It's basically Here's what it is. We're doing to you what Brighton is doing to us.
Yeah.
Brighton is like, you guys want this player? And we're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. And then we're
Give me
like,
that.
yo, little bro Arsenal, you guys want this
Yeah.
player? And then you guys like,
Yeah.
yes,
Please,
give me
please, mister, can I have another?
It's
Yeah,
unreal.
I think the only one Arsenal made out with was Sterling because you guys paid us to take him and he didn't play. So it was like, okay, fine. If you're gonna give us money to just have this guy take pictures in red shirts compared to blue shirts, okay.
I
But
know
like you said, there's not many.
I know JP said something like a week or two ago that like Man City exclusively said that they do not do business with Arsenal. I
Yeah,
don't know why Arsenal hasn't made that agreement with Chelsea. Be like, we can't do business with you anymore.
yeah.
Because at what point are you guys going to get so angry that you guys keep doing deals with another London team as a rival, and be like, but I also get the in London movement because a lot of these players are like, well, I don't want
They
to move
also
my
don't want to
house.
move. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so
London
like,
is probably the most desired location for
so it's like
English
I get
football.
it. So I guess the top two teams are, Chelsea and Arsenal. So it's like, all right, I'll just go to Arsenal then. But we usually see that on like the retirement tour of like, Czech wants to go. Oh, I don't want to move.
Yeah,
All these older players are like, I'll just go down to Arsenal.
I wonder if that's something because nobody wants to go to Spurs. So I wonder if it's like
Listen,
two
I,
sides of the coin in a sense, like red or blue. I don't really care. I just want to stay here.
I think soon we're gonna have to start putting respect on Spurs' name.
Do
I think
Spurs?
it's gonna
Obviously, this
happen.
this would be this would be crazy. But do Spurs are they in that top four, top five race? Because now it's most likely going to be five places for
Okay,
the Premier League for a while.
if we have a healthy Spurs team, because we always make it the
Yeah,
injury excuse and stuff
they
like
had the
that.
second most injuries of the season.
They
Yes.
were riddled with injuries. They have, in my opinion, one of the best center backs in the world at Van de Ven. He is
He's
unbelievable.
fast.
He's actually clocked as the fastest player in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
no, like
He is,
watching him
he,
run back is like, damn, dude, like, are you all right?
and he's so tall, so it's like uncomfortable to
Yeah,
look at this very tall man sprinting that fast. He's debatably one of the best center backs in the world. I think they might struggle with the other center back. I think Romero is more of a hothead that he could
yeah,
get a red card and be out, and then you guys are screwed there. I think Pedro Porro is really good. I think Udogi is really good. I think they just improved their midfield with Gibbs. I
yep.
think Madison had a tough year, but also a little bit of injuries. I unfortunately think Son is
Is
past his
yeah,
prime.
I think so too.
Love Sonny. Everyone loves Sonny. I don't think anyone has an ounce of hate for that guy. He's a little bit past his prime. I would love to see him as a super sub. But then also we have Kulusevski. Like they just have such a good team
Yeah.
that I think if
Now they have
everything
Mohamed Kudos.
and Kudos, who I also think is a bit overrated, in my opinion. I don't think where was he last? West Ham?
Yeah.
I mean, he went into West Ham and everyone made a big deal about it, but he really didn't do anything. I think he got
Yeah, I
like
think he's just that potential player. I think he needs to be like, hey, he needs to start 10 games in a row here.
I think I gotta see what his stats were, but like, yeah, Kudos. I spelled his name right. That's why it wasn't showing up. But yeah, Kudos in 24-25, 5 goals, 3 assists, 32 matches. Like, not good numbers. You're like, this is what you're, you know,
He did so what? He did 32 matches in the Premier League.
yeah.
Also the same as Madueke. Madueke had 7 goals. How many did Kudos have?
I think it's at 5 or 3 or 5, something like that.
And 4 assists.
And then I'm trying to look at Gibbs White. This one makes more sense because Gibbs White is a good
Gibbs White
player.
is class. I had Gibbs
So
White in fantasy the last 2 years.
yeah, this one
And
makes more sense.
yeah.
Now, if Kudos can make it make sense, but also I think Kudos is on the right wing, which you have Kuleveski, who I like, but also riddled with injuries. I think I think they bring themselves up to top 10, which
Yeah.
will be a huge jump. And then debatably how the season goes up into that like 5-6. Because
Yeah,
now
they need a new striker too.
we're seeing nothing special with Nottingham, so I feel like they're gonna drop off. We're not seeing anything special for Crystal Palace, so that we're gonna see them drop off.
Especially if they lose
Who
more guys.
who knows what Newcastle's going to do, because they ended kind of on a rough spot. And I think everyone's saying that Isaac wants to leave or Isak wants to leave. I doubt it. I'd be very confused if he leaves. But
Very, very interesting point. There's an account, I forget the name of it. They must have somebody like in the building for Liverpool. Like they know everything. Like last year, like everything. And they said like a month ago, like, hey, you guys might see this come out soon, but Isak wants to go to Liverpool really badly.
mm,
And Newcastle don't want to sell him, but they might be forced to sell him if Isak is like, listen, I got you guys champion. Like, come on.
yeah,
And I just saw yesterday that their Newcastle are linked to Hugo Ekiteke. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. I'm not sure.
yeah.
Um, that young striker. So it was like everyone was like, "Oh, why are they linked to them?" And I was like, "Oh no, is Isak going to be on the move?"
I mean, I'm looking at Ornstein reveals definite 150 million Liverpool move. Isak for 150 mil is a crazy number. So
Crazy.
that would be
But
a bombshell
he's
as
probably
well.
the second best striker in the league. I would say he's the second best striker in the league behind Holland.
I really wish JP was here to hear that. And I also wish Wes was here to argue that. I also agree. He had a rough season, but still finished as like
Yeah.
one of the top goal scorers.
Yeah, I just think he's so good. Good in
Um,
the air, fast. Like he's.
he's
I mean, that would be like if you were to ask who's the striker I would want. That's. I think that's every Arsenal fan.
yeah,
I think we would all want
he's an absolute monster.
Isak.
Everyone will take it.
Yeah.
That's like I know Mbappe is not doing so great, but if you're like, hey, Mbappe wants to go to Chelsea, you're like, I mean, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take him. I'll take Messi right now.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll take Messi at 40. Please give me him.
Yeah.
But no, I think there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the next few weeks, and keep our eye on it. I'm also very excited because I'm going to opening week in London,
Yes.
so
Big
that's going to
news.
be nuts.
Boots
I'm
on the
bringing
ground.
boots.
Banter Boyz on the ground.
We're going to have a field reporter out there doing business, and
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. We're going to Chelsea Palace, and we're also going to Tottenham. I don't know who they're playing, but we're going to Tottenham. But those tickets we already got, so that's good. And we just have to get our
Nice.
Chelsea tickets, and we're we're out there. That's gonna be
That's
pretty
awesome.
exciting. It's gonna be a
That's
crazy
really cool.
week. Yeah. So for anyone listening and watching, if you have a chance to go, do it. If you have your reserves about I want to do it. It's one of the coolest experiences ever. I've gone once before. You have to do it. You have to make your way
Yeah.
out. I know Wes has been, and I'm sure Wes can agree. I'm sure you want to go.
I want to go bad. I was supposed to go with Wes, but the wife got pregnant. We were like, nah, we'll wait. But me and Wes have our own bet that if Arsenal are ever going to win the league, we have to go. Whether it's to the parade or one of the last games, we have to go.
I mean, that's sad
Which means we might never go.
because you're not going to go.
We might never go. But you know what? When Madueke wins the Ballon d'Or for scoring
Dude,
40
I
goals
saw
this
that.
season in the Premier League, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I saw someone tweet that. It's like, yeah, well, joke's on you when Madueke wins the Ballon d'Or this year. You're like, shut up.
Ugh.
Shut up.
Yeah. I'm actually at the point where I now feel bad for him.
I did have my spurt of
I,
feeling
I'm
bad.
I'm at the point where I'm gonna feel bad for him because whatever announcement video they do, the comments are going to be horrible.
It's gonna be bad.
And then if he ever plays bad,
Oh, it's
you know what I mean?
he has to start off. He has to start off with
he
a
has to
wonder.
score a hat trick against Manchester United when he comes on at the 80th minute. That's what he has to do. That's what he has to do.
It's tough because also like you better hope that this is either lighting a fire up under him, or if he comes out and crumbles, then it's gonna be like it's gonna be. To be fair, I can't even say that because we could say it's like a Timo Werner type of thing, but for some reason, everyone still loved him. Like
Yeah.
he was terrible, but I love that guy. I was just like, hey, buddy, you'll get it next time. When he would miss a wide open goal, I'm like, hey, man,
It's okay.
the next one is yours,
Yeah.
not for Madueke, because also like it's the cockiness about. I think there's something about the cockiness behind it where it's just like when you miss a sitter, and this is why I hate Nico Jackson, it's because when you miss a sitter and then your attitude is like, oh,
No,
instead of like,
you got to do the that's on me.
that's on me.
Sorry guys,
My
that's on
bad.
me. You know,
Werner looked like he was about to cry every time he missed it, and you're like, "Dude, I'm so sorry."
it's
Like
okay.
I want to feel, I want you to score, and now it's like, I think
Yeah.
that's just the ultimate difference, and it sucks. But
I remember when Timo Werner was on Spurs, there was like an account that every time you missed the shot, they would go into how many times bigger the net had to be for it to count. And yo, it man, what an account. Just great, great.
the reason I liked him was because when he left Chelsea, I think there was a game that he went back to Chelsea to go support them while he was on loan somewhere else. Like I think at the time it was before he went to Tottenham. He went back to Bayern Leverkusen. Maybe I forgot what team he was on. But he like went back to Chelsea to go support them in a cup game because like all of his friends were there. And I was like, dude, what a class guy. And I was just like, I like this guy. Unfortunate, he did terrible, but what a day.
I can't.
I think that's our urgent.
I did see an account. We will end it on this. I did see an account say that if Arsenal end the summer and our striker is Ollie Watkins, I don't know if Arsenal survive.
Listen, I like Ollie Watkins.
I do. But we didn't wait 2 years for Ollie Watkins. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Like somebody posted a picture of all the attacking players that Arteta has signed, and it's just horrible.
I I think Ollie Watkins is going to be one of those players that if you guys do get him, he could prove you wrong. As I said when Yao Pedro got signed,
Yep.
to me, I said it didn't make sense. I said he's an okay player. He's a good player. He's probably the same, maybe a little bit better than Liam Delap. And God, he has proved me wrong in one game. I don't know if you saw those goals.
I watched.
Those
watched. I was there.
those
I
were
was
nasty.
hating.
And
Yeah.
I think he proved me wrong in one game. And it's all about a system. We know Ollie Watkins is good. But then also he was just struggling, I think, on a team that like he didn't
Yeah.
fit in. Does he have somebody on the wings to feed him the ball? So I think if you
That
guys
has
get,
United written all over it.
oh, it does. But also, does anyone have United all over them? Like, I just,
Yeah.
United's just an absolute joke right now.
Yeah.
But we can also end it on United being a joke. So
Yeah. We
Nick
should do that
Canna,
every episode.
Nick
Every
Canna,
episode.
sorry, but
Sorry,
United still
guys.
have not proved anything about being not a joke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks you guys for watching. Follow us on TikTok. We got an X account now. You know. Thanks for letting me vent my frustration. You know.
Up the
At least
Blues,
now we have
baby.
at least now we have somebody to hate together because you didn't
True,
like him and he
true.
sucked for you. And now if he sucks for us, we'd be like, dude, high five, we hate him.
No, but
You
it's gonna
know?
be a little bit of salt in the wound when he like misses a sitter, and I'm like, oh, dude, you see that? But I'll be
Uh
grinning. I'll be
no,
grinning, and
no,
you'll be.
you gotta do the Timo Werner. Nah, man, he's gonna get it next time. I promise you. He'll keep trying. Just
Oh man! All right, y'all. Been a good podcast.
All right. See you later. Peace.